I think if you take my prediction and Iain's predictions and go divide with him, we're pretty much exactly there.
Well, let's look at the percentages, because 41% of Conservative MPs have voted against their leader. 59% obviously therefore voted in favour. Now, I thought it might be a little bit worse than that for him, but I mean, again, as I said before, that is political no man's land.
It is political no man's land. I'm absolutely sure Boris Johnson will be out to the front of Downing Street or wherever he is at the moment in a shot saying this is a victory, thank you to the Conservative Party, we now put all of this behind us, it's all over. And of course he will say that, but that's a heck of a lot of MPs voting against their own Prime Minister. Looking at the history of these votes going back, I'm afraid the Prime Minister is still living through a wilderness of pain, and there's more to come ahead.
It's going to be very interesting to hear what Jacob Rees-Mogg makes of this, given that when Theresa May got 63% of the vote, he said that she was now toast.
I'm quite sure that Jacob Rees-Mogg, wishing to be entirely consistent and steely in all things, will denounce the Prime Minister as a result of this and say he's finished.
So that's, just to recap, 211 votes in favour of Boris Johnson against 148. So that means that the Conservative Parliamentary Party does have confidence in Boris Johnson by a majority of 63. Now, these figures are going to be pored over for many, many days, probably weeks. And a lot of people will want to try and work out how many government ministers, how many PPSs who are still part of the government, the so-called payroll vote, voted against their own Prime Minister. And to my mind, if you have any ethics about you at all, if you're a member of a government and you vote against the Prime Minister, you should go.
You should go. I completely agree with
that. But only
that.
one has today.
Only one has, I know. And you get lots of stories about other people saying in private that they have done that. Still, you look at that, and by my very rough calculations, there are about 200 MPs who are not on the payroll vote, something like that. So that means a very large majority of the non-payroll vote probably voted against Boris Johnson. And it was on that basis that Theresa May was told that she had really effectively lost the confidence of the Conservatives.
OK, there were fewer Conservative MPs then. I think it was about 315.
Yes, but I was just talking about percentages.
But Theresa May had 117 vote against her, which, according to Jacob Rees-Mogg, was a very bad result.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think this is a very bad result, but it's certainly not a good result. I mean, is that? Am I sitting on the fence there a bit?
Well, I think there's nowhere else to sit this evening, frankly. Let's all sit on that same rickety fence, because that's where we are. It's, as I say, I was hanging around Portcullis House and the coffee bars this morning, and the general view then was that it would be about 110 against him. 110, 150, around that number, and that's considerably higher. So had this happened a couple of days later, who knows? But he is safe tonight. But he is not safe in the short term or medium term.